Hi, Mr. Morrison. How are you?
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning. Good, good. Thank you. Let's wait for a little bit that a lot of audience join us.
Okay. I'm going to invite some people from Twitter real fast.
Great. How's your morning going on?
Very good. A little bit of rain in California, which is rare. Well, you're in California.
I'm in Los Angeles, but there is no rain right here.
In Orange County, we have a little.
You have a good weather in Orange County.
Yeah.
That's why I'm jealous on Orange County.
Okay. I just shared on Telegram. So all my 11,000 Telegram subscribers, the sweetest people on earth, will now join.
Yeah. Okay, انگار به 200 رسیدیم. Okay, I think we reached 200. So, let's start. دوستان من شروع می‌کنم به پرسیدن سوالام از آقای موریسن و همزمان حالا ترجمه هم که لازم هست رو انجام میدم تا به شما متوجه بشین. I said, Mr. Morrison, I'm gonna start questioning you, then I'm gonna translate you for the FARSI audiences. Good morning and welcome to our live session. Mr. Morrison, I have the pleasure to have you on the live. I'm going to the main question at the beginning. Do you have any updates for us for DV2021?
I will give you the latest information. And some people, it will be an update. If they have not paid attention, the latest information will be an update. So you will leave this session knowing the latest, not only for DV2021, but DV2022, and also for family-based. We're going to talk about that.
ما امروز صحبت می‌کنیم برای 2021 یا 2022 یا و حتی DV2020 2020 و فامیلی و راجع به همه اینا صحبت کنیم که بعد که پیگیری نکردن آخرین آپدیت رو داشته باشن. Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, so we'll start with the DVs, okay? And actually, let's start in order because DV2020, they've waited longer for information. So we'll start with DV2020.
از DV2020 ما شروع خواهیم کرد حالا به ترتیب بیاریم.
Okay, so we've got two paths to relief for DV2020. We've got Judge Mehta's 9,000 visas, and we've got Congress. Okay?
دو راه برای 2020 داریم. یکی دستور قاضی مهدا هست و یکی هم کنگره آمریکا.
Okay, so Judge Mehta has issued an opinion saying that the 9,000 visas have to be issued, but he did not say when.
قاضی مهدا دستور که 9,000 ویزا باید صادر بشه ولی نگفته کی.
Right. So we're waiting for an order from Judge Mehta on when those visas will be issued. We want them.
ما منتظر دستور قاضی مهدا هستیم که بگن کی باید این 9,000 ویزا صادر بشه.
We want them issued soon. The State Department wants them issued in 2023, fiscal year 2023.
ما خواستیم که این ویزاها زودتر صادر بشه ولی وزارت خارجه گفته سال 2023 میشه.
Right. But Judge Mehta is the decider. He gets to make the decision.
کسی که بایستی تصمیم رو نهایی بگیره قاضی مهدا است.
Okay, so let's move on.
Let me ask you one question in middle of this. Why is the department say that they want to issue that in 2023? من فارسیش هم بگم پرسیدم ازشون که چرا وزارت خارجه خواسته سال 2023 این
That's an important question. Basically, the Trump administration has taken apart the visa office and the consular section of the State Department. It's what the Trump administration did to the State Department is almost like the way you sabotage an aircraft when you're leaving it behind in Afghanistan. You put sand in the gasoline.
دولت ترامپ, let me translate that.
Yeah.
Okay. دولت ترامپ اومده دفتر ویزا رو جدا کرد و یه طرفداری کرده که خیلی سخت میکنه کار، مثل کاری که توی افغانستان کرد و سیستم رو به هم ریخت.
Right. So that's why. Okay. Now let's go to Congress. There's a bill. It's called Ming 1, MENG 1. That is it's an amendment to the Department of Homeland Security, the DHS appropriations bill. That
لایحه‌ای توی کنگره هست که میان متممی به دپارتمان هوملند سکیوریتی به اون لایحه قوانین اونجا اضافه دارن میخوان بکنن.
Okay, that bill will rescue both DV2020 and that amendment will rescue both DV2020 and DV2021 if that bill passes the House, the Senate, and signed by the President. Right now, we are waiting on a vote from the House, and we do not expect that before October.
این متمم اگر زمانی به تصویب کنگره، سنا و امضای رئیس جمهور برسه که زودتر از اکتبر نخواهد شد، 2020 ها و 2021 ها رو نجات خواهد داد.
Great. So that's where DV2020 stands. So let's go to DV2021, okay?
این جایی که جایگاهی که 2020 ها الان ایستادن اونجا و بذاریم بریم روی 2021 ها.
Right. So I'm aware of 12 lawsuits for DV2021.
ایشون میدونم که 12 شکایت دادگاهی هست، دادخواست دادگاهی هست برای DV2021.
Yeah. One in Chicago and 11 in Washington D.C.
یه دونه توی شیکاگو و 11 تا توی واشنگتن دی سی.
I represent the plaintiffs in 7 of those lawsuits.
ایشون وکیل 7 تا از این دادخواستا هستن.
Okay, and so the one, if you're not a plaintiff, the one to pay attention to is Rosales.
Could you repeat again?
Okay, if you are not a plaintiff in a DV2021 lawsuit.
اگر شما توی شاکی 2021 نیستید.
Right, the case to pay attention to, the lawsuit to pay attention to is Rosales versus Biden, because that's the proposed class action.
شما میتونید به شکایت گونزالز ورسوس بایدن توجه کنید که کلاس اکشن هست و همه رو شامل میشه.
Right. All these lawsuits have one thing in common.
همه اینها یه نکته ای دارن، همه این شکایت ها.
Right. Judges have not issued orders on the motion for preliminary injunction. We are waiting on orders on every one of these lawsuits.
قاضی توی هیچ کدوم از این لاسوت‌ها هیچ دستوری، هیچ رأی صادر نکرده و منتظریم ببینیم چه رأیی صادر میشه.
Right, and that includes our big lawsuit, Good Luck versus Biden, where we represent 11,000 families. We are waiting on an order. Until we have an order, there's very little we can do.
و یه دونه لاسوت بزرگی داریم، Good Luck versus Biden، که 11,000 شاکی داره و منتظر اون هستیم که ببینیم به کجا میرسه.
And as you know, last year, our order for a similar situation for DV2020 came on September 4th.
همونجوری که می‌بینید رأی پارسال پرونده 2020 4 سپتامبر صادر شد.
So if this year is like last year, we're 3 days away from an order.
و اگر امسال هم مثل پارسال باشه تا 3 روز دیگه باید خبری بشه که ممکنه، اینو من خودم دارم اضافه میکنم، ممکنه بیشتر طول بکشه، ممکنه هم زودتر جواب بیاد. I added something to your speech. I said it's 3 days away, but it may take longer.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's DV2021. Let's talk about families, and then we can go to questions.
این برای 2021 بوده. بریم سراغ خانوادگی ها، مهاجرت خانوادگی و بعدا میتونیم سوالات جواب بدیم.
Okay. So what we saw in 4 years of the Trump administration is extremely low issuances of family-based immigration visas to...
چیزی که ما تو 4 سال دولت ترامپ دیدیم تعداد خیلی کمی ویزا صادر شده برای ویزای مهاجرت خانوادگی.
Right, to Iranians. And
برای ایرانیان.
Yeah, and the reason was 3 different Muslim bans, travel bans.
و دلیلش هم 3 تا تراول بن مختلفی بوده که معروف به مسلم بن هست.
And then a 4th ban for COVID, and then extra bans from like the embassy, like the Ankara embassy doesn't allow Iranians anymore.
و 4مین بنی که برای کووید پیش اومد دلیلش بوده و یه بن اضافه تری که اومد سفارت آنکارا بود که ایرانی‌ها رو قبول نمی‌کرد.
So what our firm was doing during the Trump years was fighting those obstacles for Iranians and also Yemeni and Syrians and all the countries affected by PP 9645. But what we've decided is we want to get back into that fight. Okay? And the reason we want to get back into that fight is we're seeing not really a change in the number of issuances now Biden has taken over. Biden has said, oh, those bans are gone. Where are the visas? Okay?
مسئله که الان هست اینه که دولت ترامپ این شیوه رو پیش می برده و الان توی دولت بایدن داره پرزیدنت بایدن میگه که این بنا رفتن کنار. اوکی، بنا رفتن کنار. ویزاها کجان؟ تعداد ویزاها تغییر کرده. Let me ask you one question there. Is there any difference between amount of visa, issued visa in the past 4 years or in the last year versus this year? Is there any difference?
There's different ways to look at those statistics, and I have a team working on that, and we're going to make a presentation on our website about that really soon. For the first few months of this year, the issuances were lower this year for Iranians than in 2017. And remember, 2017 was the year where Trump did 3 bans. It was his first year. They were revoking visas from people on airplanes. And so the idea that Biden's first quarter of his administration is worse than the first quarter of Trump's should scare everybody.
بر اساس چیزی که حالا یه کسایی دارن که دارن اینا رو آنالیز میکنن، این دیتا ها رو ببینن به چه صورته، ولی چیزی که الان میدونیم توی این فصل اول دولت بایدن از 2017 که ترامپ بن گذاشت، دولت ترامپ بن گذاشت، ویزای کمتری صادر شده.
Right. And so we're offering 2 different services for Iranians in this situation.
ما 2 سرویس مختلف برای ایرانی‌ها توی این شرایط پیشنهاد می‌کنیم.
Okay. We offer a solo mandamus lawsuit where it's just a lawsuit for your family that says this has been unreasonable.
ما یه دونه شکایت دادخواست فردی میتونیم تشکیل بدیم که برای فامیلی خودتون باشه و بگیم این بی دلیل هست، این تأخیری که دارن پیش میارن.
Right. And I'll go ahead and say we charge $7,500 for that.
برای این $7,500 چارج میکنن که برای افراد به طور مستقیم و شخصی شکایت رو مطرح کنه.
Okay. So there's advantages to that, and that is the government can make the case go away by issuing a visa.
Can go or can't?
They can. So if they want to make this case go away so they don't have to fight us, all they have to do is issue the visas.
اگر یه سری مزایایی که داره این کار اینه که دولت اگه بخواد این کیس رو کنار بزنه و دنبال این کیس نره، فقط تنهاش اینه که ویزا رو صادر کنه.
Right. Okay, so the second option we offer for Iranian families is
پیشنهاد دومی که دارن برای فامیلی ایرانی، خانواده ایرانی،
is we want to file a multi-participant lawsuit.
یک شکل دادخواست چند فامیلی، چند نفره تشکیل بدن.
With a collection of many Iranian families, and we will challenge whatever the State Department and the president are doing to keep Iranians out of the U.S.
با چند تا خانواده میتونن با تعداد زیادی باشه که بیان دولت آمریکا رو به چالش بکشن که چرا دارین خانواده ایرانی رو خارج از آمریکا نگه می‌دارین.
In our view, it's extremely unfair that Biden took the credit for, oh, I ended Trump's awful bans, but the statistics remain the same.
و این خوب نیست، عادلانه نیست که بایدن اومده اعتبار اینی که من بنای دولت ترامپ رو گذاشتم کنار، ولی همین هنوز همچنان این بنا هست، حالا به صورت نانوشته.
Right. And so an advantage to the multi-participant case, there are two big advantages.
و دو تا مزیت مختلفی داره که بیایم این شکایت چند خانوادگی رو انجام بدیم.
More affordable. Because there's more.
خیلی بهتری داره که ارزون تره.
Right. $3,000 up front, $2,000 when your family gets in the US.
$3,000 در اول کار، $2,000 وقتی که خانواده‌تون اومدن آمریکا.
Second advantage, because it's a big case with a lot more money involved, a lot more families, we will do more aggressive motion practice. What that means, it's difficult to translate. What that means is we will fight more aggressively with paper. Okay, more attorneys will be involved in the case. We'll have 5 attorneys working on this case.
مزیت دومش اینه که چون تعداد بیشتری از خانواده درگیرن و مبلغ بیشتری هم دریافت میشه، خیلی شدیدتر و محکمتر میتونن روی این پرونده عمل کنن، وکیلای بیشتری روی این پرونده کار کنن که به نتیجه برسونن.
Second advantage, or third, the press, the journalists will be interested in this case because it shows.
Go ahead.
It shows that Biden has some hypocrisy.
سومین مزیتش اینه که خبرگزاری یا روزنامه‌نگارای بیشتری توی این پرونده دخیل خواهند شد، چون براشون جذابیت بیشتری داره که نشون بدن دولت بایدن اون کار انجام نمیده.
Right. And one last thing I want to say about our multi-participant cases, if you talk to anybody that we represented during the Trump administration, they will tell you, we stick with you as long as it takes. So if it takes 2 months for you to get your visas, that is wonderful. But if it takes a year, we're going to stick with you and continue fighting as long as it takes.
اگر از شاکیایی که توی دولت زمان ترامپ و تا کنون با بپرسین که با آقای موریسن کار کردن، همه به شما خواهند گفت که هر چقدر رو پرونده طول بکشه، از 2 ماه تا 1 سال تا بیشتر، حتی هر چقدر که این پرونده طول بکشه، دفتر آقای موریسن با شما همراه خواهند.
Right. And many times what that means is one lawsuit will fail and we will put the plaintiffs on another lawsuit with a different legal theory.
اگر یه لاسوتی به شکست منجر بشه، اسم اون شاکی‌ها رو توی یه لاسوت دیگه میذارن با یه شکل دیگه‌ای که کار همچنان پیش بره و بالاخره به نتیجه برسه.
Right. So basically when you hire us, we stick with you. It's like a marriage and you don't get out of it.
اگر دفاتر ایشون رو استخدام کنید، با شما خواهم بود مثل یک ازدواج و از هم جدا نخواهید شد. I hope this marriage will never end up with a divorce.
I hope not. Not until everybody's in the US. Then we can have divorces.
گفتم بهتون که امیدوارم این ازدواج به طلاق منجر نشه و ایشون جواب دادن که نه، تا زمانی که وارد آمریکا نشن به طلاق منجر نمیشه.
Okay, so to find out about that case, it's called multi-participant AP.
اگر میخواید اطلاعات بیشتری برای این کیسی که گذاشته اسمش مولتی پارتیسیپنت AP گذاشته شده اسمش، میتونید توی وبسایت ایشون برید و اطلاعات بیشتری رو کسب کنید.
Yeah, there's a video there even about it. So
یک ویدئویی اونجا هست حتی که میتونید اون ویدئو رو ببینید.
English and Farsi and Arabic.
زبان انگلیسی و فارسی.
Yeah. So let's go to your questions and then we can go to see what questions that are still outstanding.
Okay. So I have some question regarding DV2020. As you said, we are waiting for the judge to order when they can issue the visa.
Right.
So if the government want to, extend this time, they say 2023. If they want to just make some delay to do this, process, can they do that?
Well, they have to do what the judge orders them to do.
من ازشون پرسیدم که اگر دولت حتی بخواد تأخیر بیشتری از این، گفتن 2023 صادر میکنیم، حالا بستگی به نظر قاضی داره که بگن کی صادر بشه. اگر دولت بخواد به این بیشتر تأخیر بندازه میتونه، و جوابی که دادن گفتن که بایستی قاضی تصمیم بگیره، باید اون کاری که قاضی میگه انجام بشه.
Right. So they could appeal the order, just like we could appeal the parts of the order that we don't like, but it's a very risky and dangerous place to go to the Court of Appeals.
میتونه تجدید نظر بده، درخواست تجدید نظر دولت بده، همونجوری که ما میتونیم تو قسمتی که راضی نیستیم درخواست تجدید نظر بدیم، ولی یه کار خیلی خطرناکیه که وارد دادگاه تجدید نظر بشن.
It's like going into a dark dungeon with dragons. You don't know if you will come out.
که خیلی خطرناکیه که همه اتفاقاتی ممکنه بیفته، دراگونا و اینا هستن اونجا، میتونه خیلی خطرناک باشه.
So we do not want to appeal Judge Mehta's order. The government may.
و ما نمیخوایم این کار رو انجام بدیم، درخواست تجدید نظر بدیم، ولی دولت ممکنه این کار رو بکنه.
But they can't yet. They have to wait till it's issued. They have to wait until the judge says when the visas have to be issued, and then they can appeal if they choose to.
ولی الان نمیتونن این کار بکنن، باید وایسن تا قاضی مهتا دستورشو بده، رأیشو بده که کی این ویزا باید صادر بشه، بعدا اگر خواستن برن سراغ تجدید نظر. من یه سوالی خواهم ازشون بپرسم که حالا اول انگلیسی ازشون بپرسم بعد فارسی ترجمهش کنم. Okay, I think this is my opinion. If the government want to go to the appeal court, they do not say we're going to issue this visa by 2023. Am I right?
Well, what's interesting is just because they appeal the order does not mean they are relieved from implementing the order. So they have to continue to do what the judge said unless they get what's called a stay. They get permission to put the judge's order on hold. I don't think Judge Mehta would grant a stay. I don't think that the appeal court would grant a stay. So
من پرسیدم ازشون که بر اساس اینکه دولت گفته که من تا 2023 این ویزا رو صادر میکنم، نظر شخصی من این هست که دولت به داد و تجدید نظر نمیره. آیا به نظر ایشون من درست فکر میکنم که گفتن دولت بایستی رأی قاضی رو انجام بده، مگر اینکه بیاد از دادگاه تجدید نظر یه رأی موقتی بگیره که فعلا این کار انجام نشه تا نتیجه نهایی معلوم بشه که فکر نمی‌کنن دادگاه تجدید نظر این چنین رأی صادر کنه اگر به اونجا برسه کار.
Okay. So what other questions?
So let me go over to the audience's question.
Okay, great.
See
I bet they have some.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mason asked, we are in a good luck case.
Great.
Okay, can we have a hope to see something going on very soon, or we should wait more than 1 year, like 2020 visa, to go to the interview?
Okay. So, Mason, I do not have that answer today on when things are going to happen, but it's too early to give up hope. It's like you bought a lottery ticket and we find out the numbers in a couple of days. And so you don't throw the lottery ticket away yet. We're very close.
Mason جان، ما الان نمیتونیم جواب به این بدیم، ولی مثل اینه که شما یه دونه بلیت بخت آزمایی بخرین و باید چند روز صبر کنین تا شماره های برنده بیاد. توی این مدتی که باید صبر کنین شما که نمیایین این بلیت رو دور بندازین، صبر میکنین. Okay, the next question is okay, what about Iranian, Mr. Morrison? Their situation is very bad, as you know. What about them?
Right. So the people that are assigned to the Baghdad embassy in Iraq?
Yes. Yes.
I strongly recommend that you get assigned to a different embassy. That embassy is only issuing 3 or 4 visas a month. And we don't even know how that happens. I think Amman is probably the best solution. But if you're waiting,
Amman in Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm. If you're waiting for Baghdad to reopen, I don't think that's a good plan. I think I think you need to try to be proactive and move your application to another embassy.
Okay. I received another question from an Afghanian guy. He asked me to, after they are DV2021 winner, and after the situation in Afghanistan, in Kabul, and the crisis that we saw, unfortunately, we saw something that was not good.
Right.
And after this, what they can do.
Right. So for Afghan DV2021 selectees, there's only one thing that you can do right now that could affect the outcome. And that is contact KCC and have them reassign your file from Kabul to a neighboring embassy. Many are using Islamabad. You do not want your file assigned to Kabul because the flag is down. There is no embassy there. So this is the same for Baghdad. This is the same for Moscow. This is the same for Havana. You do not want your file assigned to an embassy that no longer exists or that is no longer interviewing. So if you're DV, contact KCC. If you're family-based, contact NBC. Just get your file transferred to an embassy that is open. That's the only.
من سوالی که پرسیدم برای یه دوست افغانی به من پیغام دادن و پرسیدن که اونها باید چیکار کنن به خاطر این شرایط وجود اومده توی افغانستان. برنده 2021 هستن و جوابی که موریسن دادن گفتن که با KCC تماس بگیرن، مکاتبه کنن و ازشون بخوان سفارتشون عوض بشه، چون دیگه سفارتی توی افغانستان توی کابل وجود نداره. پرچم آمریکا اومده پایین، هیچ دیپلماتی اونجا وجود نداره، هیچ سفارتی وجود نداره. خیلی از دوستان افغان الان میرن اسلام آباد پاکستان یا سفارت‌های همسایه. I think the Afghanian situation right now is like Iranian situation 40 years ago.
Yeah, it's very sad, very unfortunate.
و متاسفانه شرایط فعلی افغان ها مثل 40 سال پیش ایران هاست که سفارتی دیگه وجود نداشت و شروع شد به کشور همسایه رفتن.
But we do have a small case for that we are also working on now. That's for U.S. green card holders whose spouses and children are Afghans. And we're going to, deadline for that case is Friday, and we file it next week. I noticed that families of U.S. citizens in Afghanistan were treated with priority over families of green card holders, spouses and children of green card holders. And that made me angry, and that's why we're launching this case. I don't think that we will have many participants. A lot of these families, they're not on the internet looking for a lawsuit. They're just trying to look for a plane or look for a bus or something like that.
Or they're looking for going to the airport.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if you know a green card holder who's trying to get Afghan spouses or children into the U.S., I have a lawsuit for them, but they have to sign up by Friday.
یک شکایت دیگه ای هم دارن برای خانواده های گرین کارتی افغان که الان اونجا گیر افتادن. سفارت آمریکا کلا، نه سفارتش، یه سفارت وجود نداره الان، داره اولویت میده به فامیلی خانواده های شهروندان آمریکای افغانی که این تبعیض ایشون رو ناراحت کرده و میخوان این شکایت رو مطرح کنن. فکر نمی کنن تعداد زیادی شرکت کننده داشته باشه، ولی این شکایت میخوان مطرح کنن و تا جمعه همین هفته ددلاین دارن. Okay, so unfortunately, you know, when I hear something regarding Afghanian on these days, I'm getting mad.
Yeah, me too.
متاسفانه به خاطر این شرایط افغانستان هممون ناراحتیم و امیدوارم شرایط براشون بهتر بشه. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna see another questions. Someone asked, is there have any possibility that the judge do not issue any order for 2021?
Theoretically, that's a possibility, but I do not expect that.
همچین امکانی هست که قاضی اصلا سوالی که بوده این بوده که ممکنه اصلا قاضی برای 2021 دستوری نده. امکانش هست ولی همچین چیزی فکر نمی کنم پیش بیاد.
If Judge Mehta does not issue an order by September 30th, it's over. I mean, he has to issue an for DV2021. So that's why I would not expect that, because he has to issue an order by September 30th for it to matter. If he decides not to make a decision, yeah.
سپتامبر دستوری صادر نکنه متاسفانه تموم میشه داستان. برای همین ایشون انتظار دارن توی همین چند روز آینده دستوری حکمی توسط قاضی مهتا صادر بشه.
Right. If he issued an order October 1st, it was his first order and he didn't reserve the visas, those visa numbers are gone. So
اگر 1 اکتبر دستوری صادر کنه و بخواد ویزا رزرو کنه، تعدادی ویزا رزرو کنه، این ویزا تموم شده و دیگه فایده ای نداره.
I don't expect the last minute order. I expect an order.
برای همین فکر نمی‌کنم که یه دستور دقیقه 90 بیاد. باید زودتر از اینها تو همین چند روز آینده بیاد داستانی.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, I'm seeing the questions. Parisa asked, "Hi, why there is no update from Ankara embassy?"
I don't know.
نمیدونم چرا از سفارت آنکارا هیچ خبری نیست.
Right. I have theory that maybe Turkey doesn't want Iranians in Ankara. That's my theory. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. ایشون میگن که I'm gonna come to you after. ایشون میگن که نمیدونم واقعا، شاید دلیلش اینه که ترکیه شاید ایرانی‌ها رو نمیخواد، ولی من همچین فکر نمی‌کنم. من الان انگلیسی بهشون میگم بعد ترجمه فارسی رو شما میگم. I don't think that Turkey doesn't want Iranian because I was in Turkey with my Iranian passport last week.
Right.
So
okay.
It's just you need to have a PCR test. That's all.
Right. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So the reason I say that is Ankara is the only embassy in the entire system of over 140 embassies that refuses to have interviews with anyone but nationals of Turkey. That's just Ankara. That's the only embassy that does that.
توی 140 سفارت که آمریکا داره فقط آنکارا داره رد میکنه و میگه من شهروندای دیگر رو شهروندای کشورهای دیگر رو مصاحبه نمیکنم و کاری براشون ندارم. و در جواب اینی که ایشون گفتن که شاید ترکیه نمیخواد ایرانیا بیان آنکارا برای ویزا، من اینو گفتم که نه، به دلیل اینکه هفته گذشته خود من شخصا ترکیه بودم و با پاسپورت ایرانی من ترکیه بودم، نه با پاسپورت آمریکایی، و فقط تنها چیزی که ترکیه نیاز داره یه PCR تست منفی کووید هست. اوکی، گوه.
we're just speculating. It's better probably just to go to their questions that we can answer.
بهتره پس بریم سوالی که میتونیم جواب بدیم، نه سوالی که هیچ اطلاعاتی نداریم. Someone asked, they asked in English, does KCC finish scheduling for DV2021 at all, or it is still going on?
It's still happening.
It's still happening. Okay.
Yeah.
سوال به انگلیسی شده بود که آیا KCC تموم کرده برنامه ریزی برای مصاحبه 2021 یا همچنان دارن مصاحبه میشینن، که ایشون گفتن همچنان دارن مصاحبه میشینن.
It's very low. The number of scheduling that's happening, it's low, but that's why we need a court order to change that.
ولی منتظر دستور قاضی هستیم که اینو تعویض کنیم، این شیوه رو عوض کنیم. I'm reading the question to see which one is much important to ask. Okay, it's a good question, but let's ask it. Milad asked, it seems the DV winner are victim of Afghanistan situation. Is this right that U.S. used Afghanian immigrant instead of lottery winners?
There's a lot in this question, okay? First of all, it is a myth that the U.S. has admitted Afghans as refugees. We have airlifted a lot of Afghans, many Afghans out of Afghanistan, I think 120,000, to neighboring countries where they are now stuck and we don't know where they will be resettled. I do not expect, well, I'm hopeful that our president does the right thing and admits refugees like we did at the end of Vietnam, but I do not expect that. Here, if you want to translate now, I got more to say.
ببینید خیلی با چیزای مختلفی این وسط هست. اومده دولت آمریکا افغان‌ها رو توی کشورهای همسایه فعلا گذاشته، توی آمریکا نیاورده و میخواد به عنوان پناهنده اونا رو بپذیره، ولی توی کشورهای همسایه اینا رو آورده. After you say that they settled them on a neighbor's country, what was the rest?
We don't know if the U.S. will actually take these Afghan immigrants yet, refugees. That we don't know.
ما هنوز نمیدونیم که آیا آمریکا اینا رو به آمریکا خواهد آورد یا نه.
I do not trust Mr. Biden.
ایشون به آقای بایدن اعتمادی ندارن.
Let's go to part 2 of this question. Part 2 was, are they using this as an excuse?
آیا اینو به عنوان یه توجیه داره دولت استفاده میکنه؟
And yes, in the Gomez case, they filed a brief last Wednesday, a joint status report last Wednesday, where they explained that the reason they couldn't issue DV2020 visas until DV2023 is, oh my gosh, Afghanistan, it's using all of our resources. Oh, Afghanistan. Just like before they said, oh, COVID, oh, national security. It seems like their dog eats their homework every day before it's due.
خیلی بهانه‌های مختلف دولت آمریکا داره میاره. توی کیس گومز که هفته پیش یه استاتوس حالا لایحه‌ای فایل کردن، گفتن او افغانستان این شرایط رو ما به وجود آورده، مثل قبل گفتن او کووید این شرایط رو ما به وجود آورده، نشنال امرجنسی این شرایط رو ما به وجود آورده. بهانه‌های مختلف استفاده میکنن.
Right. The reality is the United States of America has the ability to issue 9,000 visas a day if they wanted to.
حقیقت مسئله اینه که ایالات متحده آمریکا این توان و این قدرت رو داره که توی یک روز 9,000 ویزا رو صادر کنه اگر بخواد.
There was a day in April of 1907. That was
یک روز توی اپریل 1907 1907
113 years ago where
11,000 سال پیش
11,000 immigrants came into this country in New York on Ellis Island from boats on one day. One day.
11,000 مهاجر از طریق الیس آیلند نیویورک وارد آمریکا شدن توی یک روز با کشتی. توی یک روز 11,000 نفر وارد آمریکا شدن. این توانایی دولت آمریکا، کشور آمریکا، کشور بزرگ آمریکا این توانایی داره.
So my argument is Obama needs to be at least as efficient. Obama. Did I say Obama? Oh.
Obama.
Oh, Biden.
Obama thinks on you.
Where my mind is. Okay. Biden needs to be at least as efficient as the U.S. government was in 1907, 113 years ago. That's all I ask. Okay?
همه چیزی که ایشون میخوان اینه که دولت بایدن اون روز رو ببینه که این توان بوده، این توانایی بوده و چیزی که میخوان اینه. Okay, so did you, I got some question. It was say, okay, Judge Mehta knows this. Did you tell Judge Mehta these things? Did he know these things? And he has all of the information or not?
Right. So, great question. If you go to my website, curtismorrisonlaw.com, you will see the major docket entries, the filings that we did with the court. You will see where we have filed thousands of pages of information for our judges to make good decisions. Okay? They know they have access to all the information. They are not missing pieces of information. I know I get messages every day. Do they know about this? Do they know what's happening in Abu Dhabi? Do they know what's happening at KCC? The judges have been provided all of this information. Judge Mehta knows that the phones are off at KCC. Okay? So providing the judge information now would only slow things down. What's probably taking so long for him to make a decision is because he has so much information, both from the government and from us, that he has to really go through it and apply the law to it, and that cannot be done quickly.
این سوالی که من پرسیدم ازشون این بود که خیلی سوال برای من میاد از دوستان که میگن که آیا قاضی مهتا این مسئله رو میدونه؟ آیا قاضی این مسئله رو میدونه؟ آیا قاضی فلان مسئله رو میدونه؟ خیلی از این سوالات برای من هم میاد، برای ایشون هم میره و ایشون جوابی که دادن اینه که برین تو سایت ایشون، تو وبسایت ایشون ببینید هزاران صفحه لایحه نوشته شده، اطلاعات داده شده به قاضی و قاضی همه چی رو در جریان هست و میدونه که چه اتفاقاتی داره میفته و از همه اینا مطلع هست و ایشون در آخر دستوری صادر خواهند کرد. Okay. So let's go to the last question. I'm just finding one more question and I think we will be down.
Okay.
Okay, we answered that. We answered a lot of this question. I'm looking for a good question.
Oh, IRGC.
Oh, okay, yes. Let's go to the IRGC as the last question. میخوایم سوالی راجع به مشمولین سپاه پاسداران انقلاب اسلامی ببینیم که وضعیت اون دوستان چیه. Okay, Mr. Morrison, do you have any updates regarding who has been served in IRGC?
So, if a visa applicant has served in IRGC, Sepehr, CODS Force, it is my advice not to bother going to the interview because you will not be issued a visa.
اگر دوستان متاسفانه توی سپاه قدس اینجا خدمت کردن، پیشنهاد ایشون اینه که خودتون اذیت نکنید با رفتن به مصاحبه برای ویزا، چون ویزایی براتون صادر نخواهد شد.
The reason is because that organization was put on what's called the FTO list, Foreign Terrorist Organization list.
دلیلش اینه که سپاه متاسفانه به دلایل سیاسی وارد لیست تروریستی و نهادهای تروریستی آمریکا شده، FTO لیست شده و کسی که ارگانیزیشنی که اونجا باشه، کسی که اونجا خدمت کرده باشه، کار کرده باشه، نمیتونه ویزا بگیره.
Right. So, and we are aware of, I'm aware of no former member of SEPA that's been admitted to the U.S. since it was put on the FTO list, right?
What was that?
Since Secretary Pompeo put IRGC on the FTO list, or maybe it was Tillerson, it was under the Trump administration. I have not heard of anybody that was former IRGC getting issued a visa. So I don't think it's worth trying.
It was Pompeo. از زمانی که سکرتری پومپئو وزیر امور خارجه آمریکا سپاه رو توی این لیست قرار داد، هیچ کسی رو نمیشناسم که این ویزا رو گرفته باشه. Mr. Morrison, let me ask you one question. For the family petition visas, if they get denied based of serving in Sepehr, is there have any possibility to retrieve those cases if the Biden administration or any future administration remove Sepehr from the FTO list?
I'm worried about that. I don't think so, because all that's going to be the issue when you go to apply again is in 2020 and 2021, the U.S. government thought you were a terrorist. It may not, the records might not be around to say why. And so that might be like a tattoo that's like a scarlet letter with like a permanent consequences. So that's why I say don't go to the interview, because the interview is a trap, okay?
Oh my God.
Now we don't know that. Here's the thing. I'm glad that here you can translate and then I've got something else.
Okay, let me translate that. ببینید من پرسیدم ازشون که برای کیس خانوادگی که ریجکت شدن به دلیل خدمت توی سپاه، آیا شانسی هست که این پرونده رو اگر بعدها یا الان یا بعدها برداشته بشه این داستان، برن این پرونده قبلی رو بازیابی کنن؟ یکیشون گفتن که نه، اون پرونده تموم شده و پرونده جدیدی باید باز کنن، اما برای این میگن مصاحبه نرید، چون که اگر پرونده جدیدی باز بشه تنها دلیلی که توی این ریجکتی شما اومده اینه که عضویت توی سازمان تروریستی، متاسفانه، و دیگه جزئیات نمی نویسن و در آینده هم این باعث محرومیت همیشگی شما از گرین کارت میشه. برای همین توصیه میکنن سفارت مصاحبه نرید تا اطلاعاتی نداشته باشن که اگر در آینده شرایط تغییری کرد بتونید کاری انجام بدید.
Okay, so I just did the math. It was April of 2019, so it's been 28 months that IRGC has been on the FTO list.
از اپریل 2019 28 ماه گذشته سپاه توی این FTO لیست اومده.
I get asked a lot, how do we get IRGC off the FTO list?
من این سوال خیلی میشنوم که چجوری بایستی IRGC سپاه از FTO لیست خارج بشه.
Here's my answer. There's one organization lobbying Congress and the president, mainly the president. The president needs to make this decision, and Secretary Blinken. It's NIAC, N-I-A-C. They are the only organization.
یک ارگانیزیشن سازمانی هست که داره لابی میکنه با دولت آمریکا، با رئیس جمهور بایدن و سکرتری بلینکن در مورد این مسئله که اسمش هست نایاک، National Iranian American Council. این سازمان داره تلاش میکنه که سپاه از لیست تروریستی آمریکا خارج کنه. Go ahead.
Right. No matter what you think about this organization, they are the only organization advocating for this. So, well,
دلیل به هر دلیل شما هر فکری راجع به این organization میخواین بکنین. I'm going to add something to your answer.
It's your show.
Yes, let me add that because I know what the people think about the NIAC.
Well, some do, some don't. Right.
Yeah. yes. ببینید من میخوام یه سری جوابی که دادن یه سری نکاتی خودم بهش اضافه کنم. ببینید هر چیزی که فکر میکنید راجع به نایاک، چه میگین خوبه کاری که میکنه، چه میگین خوب نیست، دلیلی نداره که بخوایم قضاوت کنیم این سازمان الان. این سازمان الان تنها سازمانیه که میتونه این کار رو انجام بده و حالا من رو هم متهم خواهیم کرد که خیلی شنیدم اینو قبلا، باز هم خواهم شنید و مهم نیست. من اون چیزی که فکر میکنم درست هست رو همیشه میگم. خیلی گفتن علی سپهر نایاکیه، علی سپهر اینجوریه اونجوریه، هر چیزی، هزاران چیز شنیدم. خیلی گفتن علی سپهر چه میدونم آمریکاییه، گفتن علی سپهر سپاهیه، همه جوره شنیدم. خودم نمیدونم الان کدومشونم. و ببینید تنها الان بهترین راهی که به نظر ما هست اینه که نایاک این کار انجام بده و سپاه خارج بشه از این لیست که کسایی که سربازی اونجا خدمت کردن بتونن ویزا بگیرن. Okay, let me translate what I said to them.
Okay,
briefly.
I'm scared.
You know, no, don't scare. I have been heard a lot that they say, okay, Ali Sepehr is, some part of Nayak. Ali Sepehr is some part of Sepehr. Ali Sepehr is some part of United States of America. I've been heard a lot of these stuff, and I said, no matter what Nayak doing. Right now, there is a path that Nayak can remove Sepehr from FTO list. That's, the person who served in Sepehr, and they didn't select that. It was a mandation. It was a mandatory service. They can get US visa. This is a path.
Right. So basically we have to change the minds of the people in the White House. And so if you are a U.S. citizen or you are a green card holder, you are in the U.S., I encourage you to do what you can to lobby the president, whether that's directly through a letter to the president or it's through supporting NIAC, who is lobbying the president and the White House on that issue. Okay?
ببینید راهش اینه که اگر سیتیزن آمریکا هستین یا گرین کارت آمریکا رو دارین، تو آمریکا زندگی میکنین، بایستی دولت آمریکا رو نظرش رو عوض کنین و یا مستقیم از طریق حالا ایمیل زدن، چه میدونم پتیشن باز کردن، تلفن زدن، سعی کنیم این کار رو بکنیم، یا اینکه از طریق ساپورت کردن سازمانهایی مثل نایاک که داره این کار رو انجام میده اینو پیش ببریم.
Right. So one of I love the Persian community in the US, but one of the things that they could do better is lobby their elected representatives. Okay?
ایشون میگن که من عاشق جامعه ایرانی تو آمریکا هستم. And Persian community loves you too. You know that.
Not all of them, but yes, thank you. But so the reason I say this is because there are some very bad people in the U.S. that are lobbying against you. Do you know what I'm saying? They live in Texas. And okay, so what we don't...
They are not just living in Texas. Most of them live in Los Angeles.
Really? Okay. So what I mean, no, I mean the people that are negative, that are against...
Let me tell you the reason. I'm going to tell you the reason in front of our audiences.
Okay.
The reason is they just left Iran 44 years ago, 42 years ago, after the revolution. And they are living on that situation. They are away, they kept away of Iran for 40 some years. This is a long time. And right now, I believe they are not Iranian anymore. Right. And they don't know what's the situation, current situation in Iran. They want to bring back Shahzadeh Pahlavi to Iran. And this is not a reality of Iranian community in Iran right now. No one wants, when they destroyed a regime 40 years ago, they will not bring them back.
Right.
But they think they can bring that back. They can use some military force from United States. They don't get a lesson from the history. okay, it's not a history, it's the current situation.
Right.
If they see what America did to Afghanistan after 20 years,
right.
After 20 years of being in Afghanistan, what did they did? Nothing, just left Afghanistan
Right.
and gave the country to Taliban again.
Right. So you're talking history. So,
you know, never.
Right.
I believe never we cannot trust a foreign country to change our country.
Right. But let me tell you, what I'm saying is there are people in the U.S. that are conservatives, that are anti-Iranian, that are anti-immigrant, and they are lobbying Congress against you. So if you don't make your voice heard to your representatives, they're only hearing one voice, and it's the anti-Iranian voice that's working against the interests of your family. Okay.
دوستان یه گروهی هستن توی تگزاس، این تندروهای آمریکایی، که اگر شما صداتون رو به کنگره آمریکا، به رپرزنتیواتون، به نمایندگانتون نرسونید، صدای اونها فقط شنیده میشه. اونا دارن علیه منافع ایران و ایرانیا فعالیت میکنن، علیه منافع خانواده های ایرانی فعالیت میکنن که کار رو سخت‌تر بکنن برای ایرانیا. Go ahead.
I just wanted to get that off my chest. I feel like that if I could do another profession instead of the profession I'm doing, I would advocate for immigrant communities that I see are not their voices are not being heard by Congress. And with a few exceptions, NEAC, Muslim advocates, there are not that many organizations lobbying Congress for the voices of Iranian Americans and their families, and I think that's unfortunate. So
این راهیه که به نظرشون میرسه که سیستم رو تغییری توش بدیم، صدای ایرانیا برسه به گوش دولت، به گوش نمایندگان و حالا تغییراتی ایجاد بشه. این راهیه که میتونه پیش بیاد و امیدواریم وضعیت از اینی که هست بهتر بشه. Okay, I want to say thank you so much for your time, for your support to the Iranian community on behalf of Iranian, living in Iran and living in the United States. And I hope you will get successful in the, some days that we need to wait for the judgment as ordered.
Right. I hope we will have some good news soon.
We have 26 seconds remaining of the time, and Instagram will kick us out.
Thank you, everybody, for your kindness and your comments and your participation.
تشکر می‌کنم از همه رو به خدای بزرگ می‌سپارم من. Have a good one. Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Curtis Morrison. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you.